Good afternoon. My name is Luke Bishop, again reporting for week 2 of the Liberty University Aviation 105 discussion board. This week we listened to Peter Spar talk to us about being a missionary pilot. Peter has such an awesome story of serving at MAF for over 13 years, which is absolutely bonkers in the life of, we get so caught up in spending our entire career getting ready for the airlines, and it's a very self-serving attitude of how can we make it here to the next level. And he gave 13 years of flying essentially single engine pistons, which is fun. I mean, flying a 185 is one of my dream airplanes to fly, but really puts into perspective that his eternal blessings are what are stacking up, and not his not flying a 737 or going on at a major airline or anything like that, building seniority. But the impact he's made for people's lives will run for lifetimes, and there's no telling on what seeds he's planted in God's kingdom. I did some research on my own on Mission Aviation Fellowship, as that was something when I was younger I swore I wanted to do, but in light of doing all my flight training Part 61, looking at doing my A&P license as well was just another $20,000-$30,000 in another couple of years that I felt like I couldn't afford. I totally understand the reason for that, though, as being out in the middle of the wilderness in a third world country, you want to certainly be able to maintain your own airplane. I think it was very interesting to hear Peter talk about how they do everything, and he says it's essentially like running a small business. I think the attitude of taking the passion that most all of us aviators have for flying and being able to spread that and literally spread the gospel with an airplane has got to be one of the coolest things. And to be honest, something that still weighs on my heart today. I think taking the experience I have flying now would be something I would love to bring into a third world country. And I think just keeping in prayer about when the timing is right is something that I need to continue to do. I also found it very interesting how, our first forum, all we talked about was seniority pay, 401k, and all these things. And then we take a completely different approach to mission aviation, is that of self-funding and building relationships and being supported by churches and communities. And I think that's just, again, it just goes to show you're surrendering not only your time and your resources, but you're also surrendering your finances and your personal gain, per se, to the Lord, which I think is also really, really cool. I think all in all, being a mission aviator is probably one of the most demanding jobs, because you don't just sign into the airplane and get a dispatch release. I mean, you're looking at aviation records, airworthiness, building relationships, scheduling the customers, relationships with the church. I mean, you do everything. And I think that's a wonderful opportunity to serve, but it's very demanding as far as personality traits. And I think it's a very select person that might be able to do this job. I think in much other areas, it's probably one of the most difficult sides of aviation to make a career into, but certainly probably one of the most rewarding. I checked out Mission Aviation, or MAF. I think it's, maf.org would be the place to look if you have any other further questions, because it gave me a ton of information and a lot of awesome testimonials from what they have accomplished there. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon.